Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. My name is Riki Ardiansyah, and I am from the Information Technology at Universitas Teknokrat, Indonesia. Today, we are going to discuss Audit of Information Infrastructure and Operations, referring to the academic material from the book Audit Sistem Informasi, Implementasi dan Studi Kasus on page 140. An audit is a systematic and independent process to evaluate whether standards and criteria are being met. In the context of information systems, audit focuses on people, processes, and technology. An IT infrastructure and operations audit ensures that hardware, software, data, and human resources work securely, efficiently, and effectively. Best practices in IT infrastructure and operations audit include continuous monitoring, documentation, and aligning with international frameworks such as COBIT and ISO 27001. The role of the auditor is not only to identify risks, but also to provide constructive recommendations. In conclusion, an audit of IT infrastructure and operations is essential to maintain reliability, security, and efficiency of information systems. By conducting audits regularly, organizations, including universities, can minimize risks and ensure compliance with both internal policies and national laws. Whether you're managing a global corporation, a university, or even a startup, ensuring operational continuity is no longer an option. It's a necessity. So let's dive deep into this important topic.
A business continuity audit is a structured and systematic evaluation process designed to assess how well prepared an organization is to continue its critical business operations during or after unexpected events. These events might include natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, or fires, cyber attacks such as ransomware, DDoS, or data breaches, system failures, or prolonged power outages, supply chain disruptions, pandemics, or public health emergencies. The core objective of a business continuity audit is not merely to recover from a crisis. It's to minimize disruption, ensure safety, preserve stakeholder confidence, and maintain essential operations seamlessly. A robust audit uncovers weak points, enhances preparedness, and helps build resilient systems and processes. Let's break down the main components reviewed in a typical audit. Business continuity, Plan BC. Is there a formal, written, and approved plan in place? Is the plan aligned with the organization's goals and regulatory requirements? Has the plan been reviewed and updated recently? Risk assessment and business impact analysis. BA. What are the top risks based on likelihood and impact? Which processes are considered critical for business continuity? What is the recovery time? Objective, RTO, and recovery point. Objective RPO for these processes. Backup and recovery strategy. How frequently are data and systems backed up? Are backups stored off-site or in the cloud? Are the recovery methods tested? Organizational awareness and staff training. Are employees aware of the business continuity procedures? Have they participated in drills or tabletop exercises? Is there a communication tree for emergencies? Testing, simulations, and continuous improvement. Has the BCP been tested through simulations or actual incidents? What were the outcomes and lessons learned? Is there a cycle for continuous improvement and reassessment? These audit components help organizations identify gaps in their continuity posture and enable leadership to take proactive measures. Now, let's transition to the second part of our discussion: disaster recovery, commonly referred to as DR. Disaster recovery is a subset of business continuity that specifically addresses the technological aspects of recovering from a disaster. It includes the processes, tools, and policies required to recover IT infrastructure, systems, data, and operations after disruption. While business continuity looks at the entire business landscape, disaster recovery narrows its focus to technology and information systems. A comprehensive disaster recovery plan typically includes data backup. Where is the data stored? On-premise, off-site, or in the cloud? How often is it backed up? Hourly, daily, weekly? Are backups encrypted and secure. System recovery procedures. What steps must be followed to restore systems like ERP, LMS, CRM, etc. Are recovery processes documented clearly for each critical application? Redundant infrastructure and alternative data centers. Is there a hot site, cold site, or warm site available? Can operations switch to an alternative center automatically? Communication and escalation protocols. Who are the key stakeholders in a disaster event? How is information shared during the recovery process? Role-based responsibilities. Every team member must know their doctor role. Are team leaders designated for recovery coordination, testing, auditing, and policy review? DR. Plans must be tested at least biannually. What metrics are used to assess effectiveness? These components ensure that IT services can be restored swiftly, thereby reducing downtime, data loss, and financial impact. You might be asking, how do business continuity and disaster recovery relate? Let's simplify it. Business continuity is the umbrella strategy that encompasses the full scope of how a business will operate during and after a crisis. It includes people, processes, facilities, logistics, and communication. Disaster recovery is a subset of business continuity that focuses strictly on the technical side of recovery, especially restoring data, servers, and networks. Without a solid disaster recovery strategy, the broader business continuity plan is incomplete. Think of business continuity as the full orchestra, while disaster recovery is the percussion section that keeps the rhythm going during chaos.com. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine the main data center of a university, including student records, e-learning platforms, exam systems, and communication networks, is destroyed by a massive flood. Without business continuity and disaster recovery, learning comes to a complete halt. Students lose access to assignments and exams. Faculty cannot upload materials. Financial systems freeze. Reputation is damaged permanently. But with a proper plan in place, data is automatically backed up to the cloud. Students are moved to an alternative online platform. Staff follow the communication and response plan. Within 24 to 48 hours, systems are restored and normal operations resume. This case illustrates the power of planning and the importance of auditing and testing before disaster strikes. In the digital era, risks are not only physical, they're also technological, environmental, and political. Let's list just a few. Ransomware, attacks that encrypt entire databases, wildfires and floods, damaging server rooms, power outages, disrupting critical infrastructure, geopolitical tensions, impacting supply chains and data access, pandemics forcing remote operations overnight, organizations that don't prioritize business continuity and disaster recovery put themselves at risk of irreversible financial losses, legal liabilities, and operational collapse. Let's summarize with some best practices that every organization should follow. 1. Conduct business continuity audits at least once per year to develop and regularly update a detailed disaster recovery plan. 3. Implement secure, automated, and encrypted data backups. 4. Train staff regularly through drills and simulations. 5. Test your entire recovery plan multiple times per year. 6. Use cloud services and hybrid infrastructure for flexibility. 7. Document everything clearly and review it quarterly. To conclude, business continuity audit and disaster recovery are not just buzzwords. They are lifelines for modern organizations. They are not just about compliance. They are about resilience, accountability, and survival. As technology continues to evolve, so too must our readiness. We cannot predict the future, but we can plan for it, test it, and be ready.
Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Riki Ardiansyah from Technocrat Indonesia University. Stay prepared, stay secure, and always have a plan.